This time, just going to go through how to connect images together. I'm not going to use any location methods or anything like that. This exercise is just to show you how you can connect images together. That's going to be effective. Essentially, I'm using the major system. Now, the major system, you don't know, I'll just put it on the screen right now just so you can see how it looks, and you can use that to create your images. So if you don't know what that is, check out my videos, or you can blogs on my website. But what we're essentially doing is we're using the major system to encode the letters into words, and then we're creating images from those words that stick out and be memorable, and connecting them as stories to the next image. And that's how we essentially memorize numbers. Now, the benefits of this is that you're working on your encoding practice, your encoding training. And why is that good? Well, it helps you to process a lot faster. So next time you come across either names or something you want to learn or whatever it is, your brain's going to react a lot quicker and get that inside a lot faster, and you'll see the performance increase from there. So anyway, this is just one bit of training that I do, and I'll just go through it. So 86 for me is fish. So I see a fish. Now, instead of seeing just a static image of a fish, I'm going to see the fish that I visualize is something that's scaly, it's slimy, it's quite big. I remember the old days of Merc. We used to chat on MIRC, and there used to be this slap function where you slap someone with a big trout. So that's my fish, and I'm going to connect fish image to my 82, which you can have the word fan. Mine is a van, so I see this, almost like a hippie van with, daisies on it, and, paintings and all that sort of stuff. So that's my van. So I get my fish, really huge fish, and I slap the van with the fish, and the van starts going, because before it was a bit slow. It wasn't moving, but now that I've slapped it, the van is moving. So what I've done there is I've created an image for fish, and I've used an action to connect it with the van. Now, if I said something like the fish was next to the van, that's not going to work, because they're not highly connected. In order to connect a lot stronger, you need to have some sort of an action that's intertwined in it, just like I did with slapping the fish onto the van. And the more you use your imagination, the better. In this case, the van started to move. In reality, that's not going to happen, right? Unless someone's driving it. So don't try and use reality as much. Try and use your imagination. So the fish slapped it onto the van started moving. All right, the next one. Now, if I wanted to continue memorizing in pairs one after the other, so what I do is I connect van to my number 31. So you can have mad, you can have mat. So I've got a welcome mat, so M and T. So I've got welcome mat. And now the van, because it's driving off, all these welcome mats are falling out behind it because it's starting to move. So I've continued the story, and I've got a welcome mat now, or in fact several of them, falling out from the back of the van. So all I've done is I've created a story, and I'm continuing that story, because that van's on the move, the mats are falling everywhere, right? So I've got that welcome mat. Maybe it's on the freeway now. It's going 100 kilometers an hour, that van, and all these welcome mats are going everywhere, right? I've made a Hollywood action scene just from that, right? So I've got fish connected to van, connected to mat. So my next one, 06 keeps coming up in my videos, bloody hell. Anyway, it's sash for me, right? So if you see my previous video, I said I've got like a Miss Universe sash. It's like a teal color, it's silk. So the only way to pick up these mats is to use this sash around and pick them up. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever, I know. But again, this is my imagination playing out. Maybe you've got something a bit better, right? So I'm just making this up, what works best for me, right? What works for you might be something totally different, but in order to be memorable, it has to connect, right? You have to connect sash with the mat. You have to connect the van with the mat. You have to connect the fish to the van, and so on. So if you've got no connection, you've got no memory, right? So I could keep going on and doing the whole row. I'm not going to do that. This is just an explanation of how you can connect images together one by one. I'll probably use another video to go through a whole row of 40, There's 1,000 here, 1,000 images, or 1,000 digits, sorry, rather. And I'm not going to go through 1,000. Maybe in one video, I don't know. It's going to be ridiculous. Just let me know if you want to see that, me memorizing 1,000 digits. Oh, goodness me. Um, but 40, I can definitely do. And look, we memory experts and athletes, we memorize 40 digits in, 10, 15, 20 seconds. But, I'm not going to do that. My job is to explain to you how this process works. And you could use that and play around as well. And you can download this from my website. I'll put the link below. So that's it for this video. Just a very quick one on the effectiveness of connecting images together. Now, of course, I'm using the major system here. You can use many other methods as well. There is a number rhyme, but again, I'll show you how to use that for other methods as well. But for now, practice using this and play around and have fun with it, because the more you use this, the more you start to understand how effective memorization works. And I think that's really the key to understanding memory training. So I'll leave you to it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Cheers.